Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make poor man's tacos. This recipe is really fast. It comes together in no time. A lot of the ingredients are things that you probably already have at your house. They're made with ground beef, so it's less expensive. And then we add potatoes and carrots, onions, garlic, just a whole bunch of veggies to kind of like stretch the meat into a larger mass. So you have more meat to feed more people with less money. If you guys like the video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much to those of you who have, and ring the notifications bell as well. I upload 4 times a week, so if you ring the bell, then you're going to be getting notified when the videos do upload. Alright, so let's go upstairs and let me show you guys how to make these poor man's tacos. So for this recipe, we are going to be using 1 pound of ground beef, 1 carrot, a half of a yellow onion, 4 cloves of garlic, 1 large russet potato. So we are going to use 1 teaspoon of garlic pepper and cumin, 2 teaspoons of oregano, a half teaspoon of garlic powder, onion powder, and thyme, as well as 2 tablespoons of beef bouillon and 2 cups of water, a half a bunch of cilantro, and I'm using Monterey Jack cheese, but any type of cheese you guys want works just fine. So to get started, we are just going to start to cook our ground beef in our pan. Make sure that the pan is nice and hot before you put the beef in. You never want to add cold meat to a cold pan, and if you can, try to let the meat come to room temperature before you cook that as well. You just want to get in there and really break the meat up. And we're just going to go ahead and add in all of our spices and just mix that in. Those start to toast. We're going to begin by chopping up our onion. So we're just going to be using half of a yellow onion today. We just want to go ahead and chop it into really small pieces. And then we just want to work on our garlic. We're just going to go ahead and mince this. And if you guys want to use garlic paste or pre-minced garlic, that's totally fine. I'm just going to add the onions and the garlic to the pan, and I'm just going to season them with a little bit, a tiny bit of salt and pepper. Those go ahead and start cooking. And then we're just going to get started on our potato. So you just want to peel the potato and rinse it off. I'm just going to cut a piece off of the larger side of the potato so that I have a nice flat surface to work with, because I want to cut these potatoes into really tiny pieces. And so this is going to help me to keep my knife steady and help me to cut this potato a little bit more successfully. And so you're just going to cut it into nice thin pieces. This is kind of the same way that you would cut it if you wanted to make like really nice thin French fries, like a McDonald's type of a French fry. And then I'm just going to go ahead and cut it into matchsticks. And then we are going to dice it into tiny little pieces. The smaller the better. Go ahead and get that into the pan. Alright, and then we're just going to do the same thing with our carrot. We're just going to go ahead and cut this into little matchsticks, and then we're going to dice them into really small pieces. And if you guys wanted to work on the carrot first and get the carrot in the pan, mine did have a little bit of a crunch to them, so if you want them to cook all the way through, just go ahead and put those in first, because they're the hardest. They have the hardest texture, so they're going to take the longest to cook. Get them into the pan, and then we're just going to go ahead and stir everything together. I'm going to add my 2 tablespoons of beef bouillon, as well as 2 cups of water, and then we're just going to bring this up to a boil, and then turn it down to a simmer, and let it simmer until all of the water has been evaporated. And then our potatoes and our carrots should be soft. We're just going to go ahead and work on the jalapeno. We're going to cut that up the same way into small matchstick pieces, and then into a nice fine dice. We're going to add that into the pan. And as you guys can see, all of the liquid has absorbed into the meat, so the last thing we're going to do is to just stir in our cilantro. I really love these tortillas. They are raw. You can buy them raw in the grocery store, and then you just bake them up whenever you need them, so you can make as many as you want. If you just want one, you just cook one. If you want to do them all, you do them all. And they just come in really handy. I think the only thing that I would say that I don't really like about them is that they're pretty small, and so they don't work with everything, but they definitely taste and have a great texture like a homemade tortilla would, much better than the tortillas that you can buy in the grocery store that are already baked. And so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to cook these per the package instructions. And I don't want to let them cook all the way because I am going to go ahead and fry these again. So you really just kind of want to get them to this point where they have those nice brown spots on the top, but they still look a little bit raw. We're just going to stuff them with our Monterey Jack cheese and the filling. If you guys want to use toothpicks to hold these down, you can. But the last one I made, I did not use toothpicks, and it actually worked out just fine. Just make sure that your oil is very shallow and you're not sticking them into a deep fry, because then your meat will start to fall out. But if you shallow fry them like I'm doing here, you don't have to use the toothpicks. And then if you guys want, you can open these up. You can see how cheesy and gooey and delicious it looks on the inside. And you can add in any toppings that you want. So I'm just going to throw in a little bit of avocado. It looks like my avocado is turning on me a little bit there, so I wanted to use this up. And then I'm also going to throw in a little bit of lettuce. Normally I just like to eat these just kind of as is, but it's really your preference. You can do anything you want with them at this point. And I like to serve the sour cream and the sauce on the side. And there you have it, poor man's tacos. All right, you guys, so that was it. That was really fast. It came together really simply, and this is one of those meals that your kids are just going to absolutely love. You don't have to make them this way once you get the meat. You could put it in a burrito. You could make it into enchiladas. You could put it in the hard, crunchy taco shells if you want. Make it into some nachos. This type of preparation for the meat is just super handy, just to kind of have this, like I said, to just pull it out when you're, you can't think of what to make for dinner, and it's pretty much always going to satisfy people, because who doesn't like tacos? So I have my taco here, and it's actually enormous. These are the raw tortillas that you can buy, and I just cooked it regularly, and then I put down a little bit of vegetable oil and I fried it to get this like crispy exterior crust. And then I just serve it with a little bit of salsa and a little bit of sour cream. Give this thing a taste. It's really, really good. This is just a great way to just kind of sneak vegetables into your kids' meals, because you can't really taste the veggies in there. All you can really taste is everything kind of coming together as a whole. And if you guys don't have the right spices for these, you could definitely use a taco seasoning packet if you have those. For me, I like to just kind of come up with my own, spice combination for these. And if you want to make it spicier, add extra jalapenos, leave those seeds in, or add a serrano pepper to that. This thing is great. It's the outside is really chewy and kind of crunchy, and there's just tons of cheese in it. The meat is super flavorful, and all the veggies are really soft, and it's really just kind of like a perfect harmony of different flavors. So the shell sort of reminds me of like a chalupa from Taco Bell, if you guys like that kind of texture. If you used a regular flour tortilla, one that was already cooked, and fried it up that way, you would probably get an even more crispy, chewy type of a texture. It would puff up a little bit more because those tortillas are a little bit thicker. So they're so good. They're so good. And it is kind of one of those things too that you can just kind of like use up extra stuff in your fridge. If you have an odd, carrot hanging out, or maybe an extra potato that you don't really know what to do with, throw it in the poor man's tacos. You could probably throw any veggies in here, any combination of veggies you want, and it would taste great. You can see that giant glob of cheese down there. Try it with a little bit of this sour cream and salsa. And this is just a store-bought salsa. I did post a really simple salsa recipe the other day, so you guys should definitely check out that video. Super, super good. Your kids are going to really like these. My kids absolutely just devour these. They love them. So you guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to like the video. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. And you guys enjoy your poor man's tacos. They're fantastic. And much love to you guys. Bye-bye.